starting in goal tonight?
Carter.
Any other changes to the lineup?
7D, so Bronner goes in, Lixell and Bellows is out.
You still get any nostalgia coming here?
No.
Any memories at all from
No.
the year? Tough year?
Oh, I have memories. I have a lot of really good friends here, but I'm here with a team trying to straighten it out a little bit.
What did it mean to bring Bradshaw back?
I think it's a key part of our coaching staff, dealing with a team that has struggled with the defensive structure when we came here. I think he's one of the best teachers I've been around. And we've made some strides, not as much as we'd like to have to this point. Although you throw when we were 7-2-2, whatever the hell we were, and we were giving up 26 scoring chances. You throw that part of the season out when we had some wins and go with the time, other games after that, we've made some really good improvements. So I just think he's a really good teacher.
Big gain for you, big loss for Vancouver in that sense?
I think so. Again, I didn't talk to Shazi that much the past year when he was here, but I just known him so well, and I think he's a detailed guy, and I think in that position, details matter. In a game where I think we overcoach, not in that position, and I think that's where Brad is really good.
Just getting the basics right.
Yeah, just getting a foundation of understanding where you should be on the ice. In a league where everybody's running all over the place, that position takes on a lot of different looks at them. I think he's really good at teaching them where they should be, so they're not chasing the game. The game's coming to them.
Speaking of the defense, I know you said in the past that you like a lot of the things that Justin Braun does that other people might not pick up on. So I guess why is it good to get him back in the lineup?
Yeah, I've said it all along. I don't like keeping him out a long time. He's a veteran guy. To keep him out, it puts him in a bad spot when you put him back in, because I think he needs to play. It just hasn't worked out the way I had planned. I just think he brings a presence in the room that you pull for him. And camaraderie is a very important part of a locker room. He's one of those guys that you look at him and say, man, how can you just look at some of the things there's some ugliness there, but he finds a way to get it done. And I think that's an important part of, I think, where we're at right now, is finding ways to get things done. So he's going to go back in.
He seems like a pretty even keel guy. Is that nice to have during a time when you guys are trying to establish?
Yeah, veteran guy. I think he loosens up the room too. He's just a guy that you like having around, and it's a little bit difficult sometimes to get your pairs and maybe get your lines together when you're 11-7. But I think right now I don't think Lixie has really found his way yet. Same thing with Bellows. So it kind of pushes me, and then I've got to get and me wanting to get him to play a little bit more Bronner. It's a good night for him to come in.
Getting back into the building today, how eager does the group seem to put the last couple of games behind them and just play another game?
Yeah, haven't really spent. We just went through a penalty killing meeting, which was Shazi's meeting. Haven't really spent too much time with the players. Getting into the building was a bit of a chore because it's changed so much. I mean, what is the idea of the new construction? Is put up as many walls as you can, so you can get lost, which I did.
Appreciate the setup.
Yeah.
I mean, some of it's not even walls; it's just drapes now.
Yeah. So, but no, I haven't. We'll find out. We're going to find out at 7 o'clock.
Looking back, a lot about how you're building and how the conflict is just as important as the success. So I guess how big in the building process is it for them to be able to come back from some disappointing losses tonight?
Yeah, it's something. It's something to watch. It's something to evaluate. And as I said a couple of weeks ago, when we come back from our break and the hockey ramps up, we're going to watch very closely, and so we still evaluate. We're we have a little success the past little while, find our way to start climbing in the standings, but the process doesn't stop as far as how we think it should be done and built in Philly. This is a big part of it as far as watching players play in these games, and within the next few weeks, it could be a whole different situation. You know, I don't know where we go, but I just think if you're not coming to the rink to try to get better each and every day, that's something that we have to evaluate. We have to look at, and that's how we're going to go about it.
What have you learned about Carter Hart this year, like not knowing him coming in much?
Didn't know anything about him. Playing in a city that is very difficult to play as a goaltender, with some of the ups and downs and people buried there and traded and not liked and booed and all the stuff, the pressure that goes with that position there. I think the most impressive part for me with him is just how level he's been. Forget about his what he does on the ice. I think he's handled himself really well in handling not a lot of down play, because I think he's been really consistent. He's been very good this year, but he hasn't gotten away from his preparation. Hasn't gotten good to him, I guess I'll put it to you that way, when he's had some success. He just stays level. That's what I see. I mean, I'm not with him all the time, but as I watch him prepare and I watch him practice and watch him play, I think he has a maturity about him. He just levels himself out and gets ready to play each and every day. He's been a very good player for us.
Talking about Philly being a tough place to play, how does Vancouver compare as a place to play?
Meaning
Just
in
fans
the
or
building?
Or the building, or, you know. Yeah.
Well, it's kind of similar areas because they're just rabid fans. You know, they love hockey, and I loved it here. The fans were fantastic. You guys in the media were idiots as far as I was concerned, but the fans, the city, being out in the city, it's such a beautiful city. The building, I loved it here.
Just the media ratings?
What's that?
Just the media ratings?
The media, yeah, I'm not sure who's still out here now in the group,
Just him.
but there were a couple of beauties when I were here. So, yeah, but I guess that's all part of your job, right? And but I mean, I was here a year, right?
Yeah.
And my wife and I, the players, I love being here, but a few other people didn't like me here, so we had to leave.